Best way to protect yourself from scams is to educate yourself. First, let's start off with scams that somehow involve Apple gift cards, also called iTunes gift cards. These scams really have nothing to do with Apple, with your iPhone, with your Mac, or anything like that. But what they have in common is that scammers would ask for payment using Apple gift cards. Now, of course, they also could be asking for payment with other kinds of gift cards. Anytime that anybody asks for payment for something using a gift card, it's a scam. No legitimate company or government or anybody is going to ask for payment of a fee or some sort of service using a gift card. So if you're ever asked to go and purchase a gift card and send that to somebody, or buy it online and send the code to somebody, it's almost certainly a scam. The reason, of course, gift cards like Apple gift cards are used in scams like these is they're kind of untraceable and they're irreversible. If you buy a gift card and then send it to somebody or send them the code, they've got that and there's nothing you can do to cancel it or get it back. Now, most scams that involve Apple are some sort of phishing scam. This is when you get an email, a text message, or a phone call from somebody claiming to be from Apple support, or from the Apple store or something, and asking you to give them information. Most of the time when this happens, there's a level of urgency that's attached. Like you'll get an email for an invoice or a receipt for something expensive that you didn't buy. Sometimes they'll say that your account's been locked or your account will soon be locked if you don't take action, if you don't click here or don't call this number. This is to try to make you panic and try to click on a link in the email or call the phone number to get the problem corrected. But it's just a fake email trying to trick you into giving up your Apple ID password. Keep in mind a few things. First of all, Apple will never ask you for your credentials like that. They will never call you unless you call them first asking for support. There's also a lot of bad advice out there about phishing attacks, especially emails, telling you to look for things like bad grammar or obvious mistakes in the email. But that only works to let you quickly dismiss some of these. But then it may backfire because you get an email that seems to be legitimate, has no grammatical errors, has no mistakes in any of the links or anything like that, and it tricks you into a false sense of security. Or perhaps there is a mistake, but this time you miss it and you decide it's real and you click. Don't actually use the links or phone numbers in them, but contact whatever company it is, whether it's Apple or somebody else, directly using a contact method that you had before, like the support form at their site, a phone number that you know is legitimate that's not included in the email. Now, another time you may see fake messages is when you're actually visiting a website. Remember, when you're at a website, whether it's on a computer or on a phone, the website can generate any pixels it wants to be on the screen. So it can fake some sort of login or request for information that looks really legitimate. It could look like it's not even part of the web browser, but something that's appearing on top of it. So if you're ever asked for your Apple ID, your password, or your passcode, or anything like that, make sure that it's actually the system, like iOS on the iPhone or macOS on the Mac, by closing out the app that you're using, especially if it's the web browser, and seeing if you get that same message when you're just at the home screen or in the Finder on the Mac. If something is telling you you need to log into your Apple account again, you can always go to settings and see if it's actually requesting that login there in the settings app. If it's not, then it's likely that website is trying to trick you into giving up your password. So here's a type of scam that isn't technically illegal. It's just basically overcharging you for something. You can get an app in the App Store that's completely legitimate, doesn't have any kind of malware on it or anything at all, but then it wants to charge you for a subscription service, and they greatly overpriced that service. It could be